Good morning, good morning. See if everything's working as it should be. You have approximately 15 seconds delay. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Everything is up and running. As you can see, we have one new subscriber, so welcome. We booked a nice winning day yesterday, which was in the PM. So AM, I had work to do, so I wasn't able to be on the charts, but I did hop on for a quick sec during the PM to see if there was any movement happening, and we did catch a nice little trade, which I posted a recap video of. Let me just see what that video is doing. So we don't have any comments on that. 11 views, all right, decent. So let's see, what did we have going on the last few days? Yeah, so this run up here, which I was calling right into here, delivered, and it pretty much reversed right after the final target. Then we had these equal highs running down into these lows, which I talked about in my video yesterday. This happened during the AM, which I was not able to trade. And this is what I was trading yesterday. It's on the channel, so you can see my executions. And I did a little recap talking about it. But pretty much this move here. Let me see. This move is what I was looking at, targeting this high and entering, well, optimally I would have entered in here, but I actually entered somewhere in here because I was late to the charts and I didn't catch or see this move occurring beforehand. So anyways, that was yesterday. Today we have this. We went down into the weekly fair value gap, and I have a daily wick drawn out just in case, and this low for the next inefficiency. And and this kind of general low right in here. So just gonna leave that there. Those are potential downside targets for if we keep rolling over. There is a possibility that we reverse from here since we did sweep this low, and yes, also took its lows, and there is some form of SMT because this low on Nasdaq was taken, but on ES it's not. So it is possible for it to reverse from here, but as of right now, there's not much going on. So we have 3 more minutes till market open. Let's see, it is Wednesday 17th. So there isn't really any red folder news. I feel like yesterday was such a good day on AM and PM that today might just not do anything. I wouldn't be surprised. We had overnight run this like crazy down into the lows. So AM session could be chop or it could keep going down. Let's look at the 1 minute structure. So yeah, we have low resistance signature to the buy side with a fair value gap target up in here. But that would require for this to reverse entirely. And right now, it doesn't seem to be doing any such thing. So it is possible for it to do that, but I'm not going to expect it. And potentially 930 just blasts off down here, which might result in some chop afterwards, we could also get a nice reversal. So overall, I'm not too confident on what it wants to do as of right now. I think we need to see it wiggle around a little bit. So yeah, we're just gonna be very patient. First winning day on this account yesterday, by the way. Got a tiny little win, but a win nonetheless. So we took the low just barely. Again, this 15-minute fair value gap is holding to the downside. So I am anticipating some kind of continuation. But since it's already broken the low, it would be difficult to get into a short into these lows. Range 50 points looks pretty decent. 5-second chart. We have 5 seconds till open. 3, 2, 1, and open. So yeah, as I said, 9:30, just running down here. I'd never want to trade before that, just in case. As you can see, ES blasting off higher, Nasdaq going lower. So this does not strike confidence in me. But if we get some kind of reversal, which I don't know what the likelihood of that happening is, we could get a decent amount of range. We don't have anyone in the chat. Okay. Potential reversal. Nothing is confirmed just yet. Way too early. Although ES does look like it can go for these highs. Don't know what Nasdaq is gonna do. This might take a little bit before it picks a direction. ES looks like it could be bullish. Nasdaq still looks like it's pretty heavy. Wonder what dollar's doing. Dollar is ranging. It's fallen off the face of the earth. Oh, it's really been going down. Okay. We cleaned up these lows now. Daily chart. It's been in this kind of range for a while, but yeah, we took out these lows. So I don't know if that means we would continue down or if it means we're sweeping this to go higher. I guess we're just sitting in this range, so there's not much commentary there. Yup. Still going down. Again, I don't have high expectations for this trading session because look at this massive run we did overnight. Maybe time for it to slow down a little bit. And also, if it wants to keep running down, there is no good entry for me anyway, so I'm just gonna have to wait. Potentially, let's look at the economic calendar. Tomorrow, 8:30 news, nothing at 10 a.m. I like 8:30 news days because it kind of tips its hand pretty early. So if you get a massive wick on the 8:30 news, you kind of have an idea what it's generally going to be attacking next. And again, 8:30 news. 10 o'clock news is a bit weird because sometimes it just runs to your target at the news drop, and then there's nothing for you to really do. ES still blasting off, Nasdaq holding these lows. We could still get some kind of a setup if Nasdaq comes back here, runs this, and ES sets up some bearish order flow. Like if ES wants to reverse after taking out this high, and Nasdaq wants to give some kind of pullback, it could be doable for a sell into this low. But if we take this low first and then we show some kind of bullish signs, we may be able to run it back up here. Again, not very confident since we are kind of in the middle of this range. Like if you take this range from here to here, we are pretty much right at 50% of it. And we're in this fair value gap. So from here, we could either retrace back up or we could keep seeing some downside. So this is not very one-sided for me. Like the previous days, you notice me expecting very clearly, like this high, for example, I was expecting to be taken, and it was. These lows, I'm pretty sure I didn't call in advance, but still. Whereas today, I think it can really do pretty much whatever it wants. Oh, we did get a run higher. This is what I was saying. If Nasdaq runs this, it could be interesting for some shorts. The thing is, I need ES to be in sync with it, because I don't want to only trade Nasdaq without considering ES. Yeah, so this is the fair value gap on the 5-minute that I was talking about. If we get okay, so ES took the high. Does appear like we could get some selling going on here. But ES really needs to show me something. Needs to show me some bearish action. I think I'm just gonna miss this, by the way. This looked pretty good, but I don't want to be guessing. ES did take the high, so this could have definitely been a trade. Even just from this fair value gap to the low, it's like 40 points, 50. And I am expecting it to go down here. Still, ES is not particularly bearish, although it is starting to show signs. So if this closes kind of somewhere in here, we could get I don't think it's gonna come back up here, but it could. Yes, looking pretty bearish on the 5-second. Yeah, I think I've just missed this trade, which is okay. I mean, I was outlining it beforehand, but still, this is not the exact model that I usually trade, so I wasn't confident enough to take it. Again, if we get this run into 45, where's 45 up here? Yeah, maybe. But ES is still not bearish enough. This is kind of, even if I were to catch this, like so far we've not done like all that much. It's just chop down, chop down, chop down, chop down. Run it back up and then barely take the low. So I think my whole premise might just be wrong. This fair value gap, probably gonna run it down into there. Okay, now if it does this, I would love it. Probably like this. One more time, okay. And 205 should be my TP. So let's see if we can get a break of these lows. Don't like the ES is starting to show bullish signs. This is looking like a stop out probably. Okay. Maybe we don't get stopped. Now I can put this down here. Because if we go back up there, oh yeah, and I should be partialing as well. So that's good. Let me just put in a stop real quick. So 205 is our next partial. Why did it freeze? Okay. I think a partial off under here would be good. Oh, I don't like that. Just getting a quick little sweep would be okay. Cancel this as well. Move this down here. This is already looking very good. Okay. Total profit $84. That, I'm calling that a success. So let's see. On the trading view, trading executions. So that's not exactly in this fair value gap. It is outside of it. Let me just make sure I canceled. Okay, good. Because if you leave limit orders in, it gets very bad. So yeah, trailed this pretty tightly. I think there was not really a need for it, but I didn't want to see this get run up all the way. I could have waited for this to slap back down and then trail it over here, but we pretty much would have got the same exit price, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, got off under here and we pretty much caught. That's a good price to catch. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have held it through all of this unless I just had it back up here. I'm pretty happy with that. 85 bucks, 84. What was it? 84. Again, I was initially expecting this fair value gap and then to run it into here. Hold on, this is the wrong chart. Okay, there we go. Because I always look at the actual minis and then I trade on the micros. I don't really know why, I just like it better that way. So yeah, I was looking at this fair value gap originally and now we're gonna take this low. But yeah, this is what being a developing trader feels like. You can see the moves happen, but you don't know how to enter and exit exactly where you're thinking that you should. Like, for me, this would be a really aggressive entry. Like, I would have to limit in this fair value gap and have a stop up here. And yeah, in terms of risk, it's not that much, especially considering the reward is pretty large. But yeah, I'm just not at that stage yet. So this is the fair value gap that I would have liked to enter on. And ultimately, I entered a bit lower than that. So yeah, even if anywhere in here, this fair value gap would have been perfectly fine. And my stop was right at the closure of this fair value gap because I thought this has to stay open. If it closes completely, then we're running this high, running back up here. So I did have my stop here. In hindsight, I probably could have had it a little bit higher, like at the wick, but my entry was all the way down here, so I wasn't expecting it to go this high. Still, I didn't get stopped out, and we managed to take partials at some pretty good levels right here from 39 to 16. That's 25 points, so almost 25 points. 45 bucks, 22 points, I think. I'm calling that a win either way. And then this partial was supposed to be taken off at 205, but it didn't even hit 205. So honestly, good trade management, good patience, good entry, good exit. Even if I didn't capture as much of the move as my analysis would have potentially allowed me to, that's because there is, like, look at this run. It's all back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. ES still holding bullish. Nasdaq barely chopping out the lows. And yeah, I didn't have high expectations because of the massive run overnight. So we did have kind of some chop. Now we may get NQ running back into these highs. Didn't fully take out this low. It might start showing bearish order flow, or I mean bullish, but I don't want to guess. That's a nice win. Honestly, I'm happy with that. If I don't take another trade today, I'm gonna be completely fine. The question is there another trade to be taken? And the answer is, I think as of right now, no. And even though it's not even 10 a.m., I just think that it's already done a lot of the work. Let's see, what is the account sitting at? Okay, 800. That's an improvement for sure. Yeah, I don't think I really want to be trading these conditions right now anyway. Again, we might get a run at 10 a.m. back into this, but I'm just not sure what we're gonna get. And I already took my piece of the pie. Okay, to be honest, I'm gonna end the stream right here. We don't have anyone watching. The price action is kind of trash, and the weather is really good, and I already want to trade. So I think that's enough for today. Thank you to anyone who stopped by, and see you guys probably tomorrow.